With 50,000 watts of power, you're listening to KLOK, San Jose, San Francisco, and Oakland. The most powerful Desi radio station in America. A Universal Media Access-owned radio station. Zindagi gulzar hai. Math, science, history, unraveling the mystery that all started with a big bang.
If you want to keep up on all your favorite TV shows, whether they're South Asian or American, Rangmunch with Alima is the place to be.
Dosto, this is Rangmunch with Alima.
Tune in every Saturday night, 8 to 10 p.m. on Desi 1170. If your dentist appointments sound like that, then it's time to make the switch to Dr. Lee. Dr. David Lee, Family Cosmetic and Restorative Dentistry, with offices in San Jose and Sunnyvale. Give them a call today at 408-972-9926 or go to smileplanner.com. Dr. David Lee, quality and comfortable dental care you can trust. Want to know the best European automobile service and repair center? Introducing Star Auto Services. Located at 1555 South 10th Street in San Jose. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Give them a call at 408-280-7002 or visit their website, starautoservices.net. Star Auto Services. Quality service and repair for European automobiles.
Good evening, Bay Area. This is Rangmunch with Alima on Desi 1170. Tiffany at the board. Hey, Tiffany, how are you?
I am wonderful. How are you?
Doing fantastic.
That's good.
I know the week's been pretty busy, but
Very much so.
I know. Isn't it like, what is it? Is it today or tomorrow? It's supposed to be like the longest day in the year. Isn't it like in July sometime?
I
it comes
believe
up?
so. I think it might be tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Interesting. Longest day in the... But, well, the weather is supposed to be great, and I'm sure you guys are doing fantastic. Having a fantastic time on Saturday night. I have a couple of visitors today.
Yay.
In my studio. Of course, they don't want to talk, but they're the little women here, you know, two of them. So if they eventually decide to talk on the radio show, then, you know, I'll bring them on. But at the moment, they're very busy with their iPods and iPhones and or cell phones, or, you know, I mean, it's like a constant thing. It's like they're always like this. You know
Can't
what I'm
miss
saying?
anything.
You can't. I mean, every single moment, it's like, I'm sure that even if they're going in a car and they have a thing, it's a constantly their head is going to be at the
Yes.
and things. So, well, you know, but it's interesting how hooked we get onto our instruments so fast and so soon. Well, dosto, this is Rangmunch with Alima. The number to call is 408-912-5565. You have any special requests, dedications, hey, give us a call. We can always play your favorite songs. Otherwise, it's going well. Interesting stuff going on in the Bay Area. Everywhere I hear, remember we had this caller who called in last week about Sri Devi, who's coming in for the concert. So, well, anyways, she has landed. The pictures have been posted on Facebook and everything. There seems to be like this excitement.
Very much so.
Everywhere.
I can feel it.
Can you? I mean, we're not even close by to that, but I just feel this around me that everyone is like in anticipation of this lady to come. So it starts at 9 o'clock in Palo Alto. I believe it's at Club Illusions. So
that's what I've heard.
It would be great if someone called us from there.
Yes,
saying what is going to happen. Yeah, well, we'll see. Who knows? We never know. They might call us. Well, like I said, we do a round of all the shows, what's happening around the world sometimes. I have a few things that I want to share where I want to gripe about.
We want to hear it.
See, we want to gripe about, right? Yeah. I mean, usually I don't gripe. Well, I'm not going to call it gripe, but I'm just going to say it just leaves me so shocked and stunned that things like this can happen, or people like this can, you know, do things like this or make comments like this. Because I've got a couple of very interesting stories, and And like I said, it's when I come back, want to start off a very nice song, one of my favorite songs. But when I come back, we're going to do around the world, what's happening. And hey, you guys want to chime in and give me your 2 cents about whatever I'm griping or I'm going to gripe. I love hearing from you guys. So those stay tuned to Rangmunch with Alima. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Ay, 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 suku, suku.
आई आइया करूं मैं क्या सुकु सुकु आई आइया करूं मैं क्या सुकु सुकु खो गया दिल मेरा सुकु सुकु आई आइया करूं मैं क्या सुकु सुकु कोई मस्ताना कहे कोई दीवाना कहे कोई परवाना कहे जलने को बेपरार चाहत का मुझ पे असर मैं दुनिया से बेखबर चलता हूँ अपनी डगर मंजिल है मेरी प्यार
Ay, 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 suku, suku.
आई आइया करूँ मैं क्या सुकु सुकु खो गया दिल मेरा सुकु सुकु आई आइया करूं मैं क्या सुकु सुकु
Ay, 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 suku, suku.
चौंको मत ऐ दोस्तों यूं ही मुझसे मत डरो मेरे भोले प्यार को नादानी न समझो हाथों में जो हाथ है जीवन भर का साथ है सीधी सच्ची बात है कहानी न समझो
Ay, 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 suku, suku.
आई आइया करूं मैं क्या सुकु सुकु खो गया दिल मेरा सुकु सुकु आई आइया करूं मैं क्या सुकु सुकु मेरी आंखों में नशा मेरी बातों में नशा मेरी सांसों में नशा बहका मैं बिन पिए घुटती घुटती बेबसी सहमी सहमी हर घड़ी बिन चाहत क्या जिंदगी जीता मैं किस लिए
Ay, 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 suku, suku.
आई आइया करूं मैं क्या सुकु सुकु खो गया दिल मेरा सुकु सुकु आई आइया करूं मैं क्या सुकु सुकु
Ay, 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 suku, suku.
And Rangmunch with Alima is back on Desi 1170. And, like I said, I want to gripe about something, but there's a lot of stuff that I want to gripe about.
It happens like that.
It's one of those days, right, where you kind of looking at the news and everything, and then it jumps right at you, and then you end up researching more into it or reading more into it, and then like last week when someone had called us just as we were ending the show, and they wanted to talk
Yes.
about the floods in India, in northern India, and also the Asiana Airlines, what had happened. So in fact, I actually went home before I forget that I wanted to talk about it. So
Yes.
I was pulling out the information about what's been happening, and the latest articles, 6,000 people still unaccounted for in the floods in
wow.
India. And in fact, I was actually reading a quick headline where Delhi is submerged in rain. There is, it's and everything is like at a standstill because it's literally, full of water and everything. And And the thing is, it is so, so sad when you read these things. I mean, here you are. You went to a holy place. It's a vacation or whatever. You've always wanted to go to this holy place. You know, a lot of people take, vows and stuff that if this had happened or if this works out for me, I'm going to come and visit you, at this temple or, at this place and things like that. And I'm sure thousands of people must have gone there. And just to be swept away in all those floods. I mean, it is so, so sad. And in fact, I was reading a story, and this lady, I mean, she went there with her husband and 2 sons. And the hotel that they were staying in just collapsed when that floods hit her. So it was like 1 second she had her 2, and they were not even little kids. I mean, they're like teenagers. 1 second she could see them, and in the next minute, I mean, they disappeared. And the worst part, she actually came across her husband's dead body.
Oh my goodness. Floating
in the water. And I'm thinking, you know what? That is so terrible, so terrible. And my heart goes out to them. But the worst part, Tiffany, I was flabbergasted about it, is the comments for that article. I mean, I was reading this in Yahoo, and that's where I usually read all the articles and everything. And I normally don't even go to the comment section.
Yeah, because
I
they
never
can
really
be
do.
horrible.
And see, that's the thing. I know they could be bad. I know they.
But you would figure it's a sad story
exactly.
already.
It's such a tragic thing. I mean, people are sympathetic. You would think they're going to be sorry about it. It is amazing how a tragic event gets turned into a political affair or into a racist. I mean, I came across people who said, 6,000 gang rapists missing. Send some snipers. I'm like, are you guys seriously kidding me here? I mean, I was so mad. I said, you know what? Whatever issues you have, keep them to yourself.
Exactly. Don't wish,
I mean, if you don't want to comment, don't comment.
Exactly.
But you're talking about lives here. You're talking about, and
humans.
I'm sitting, what if it was your mom or your wife or your thing who you see sweeping away in those floods? I mean, would you still come out and say the same comment? Unbelievable. I mean, and it goes on. I mean, it becomes religious, and it says, well, you would think that at least one of the 1,000 gods that you Indians prayed would save you. And I'm sitting and thinking, well, forget about the religions. A lot of people believe there is a God, a creator. And for example, you believe in Jesus. So was he able to save Katrina? Was he able to save the typhoon that hit the elementary schools and everything? When you write these things, it hurts so much. I mean, it just brings out what kind of people you really are. And we wonder why the world is so terrible.
It's horrible.
So twisted. I mean, I couldn't get over this. I mean, I did this last week. Or I should say beginning of the week. And it still bugs me.
Yeah, of course.
It still bugs me that people twist and turn, and they bring out their prejudices, their issues and things, and instead of sympathizing with, I mean, just a 1 minute silence, just saying that, oh my god, it had happened, versus the comments that they generate. Unbelievable. Ridiculously unbelievable.
Humans.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, this thing about the 6,000 gang rapists missing, and it was, I just couldn't get past that.
Horrible.
Seriously, I couldn't get past that. But unfortunately, I mean, they still are unaccounted for. And the relatives and the families are still hoping that they would turn up. I mean, of course, I mean, I don't even want to go into the political aspect of the aid getting there. What is the Indian government doing and all that stuff? That is just a can of worms. I mean, anything that happens, it's always a can of worms. And it's just not in India.
Yeah.
It happens even in the US, anywhere in the country. But just the fact, if you keep your objectivity and you're just thinking about that incident alone for what it is, it is one of the most tragic things that could happen. I mean, in fact, I remember seeing pictures where the water, I mean, it was coming with full force. And those buildings just collapsing into the water, just like it's a movie.
Yeah,
it's just like a movie. But that is just so sad.
I can't imagine.
I mean, I don't know, people. I mean, gosh, you people complain and say this is not there, that is not there, and you take sides, you pass judgments and everything, but do you ever even think about what you really feel? I mean, what is your real nature about it? I mean,
Exactly. How would you
prejudices
feel?
and judgments is not going to, no matter how progressive you are, if your thinking is not what it is supposed to be, there's no better world. These things are just going to continue. I mean, I don't want to be an idealist. I mean, I would like an ideal world, but hey, I can take the good and the bad.
Exactly.
But I'm sure there is a line where we don't want to cross with the good and the bad. I mean, but anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. It was just amazing, seriously. Anyways, so I mean, I hope, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who are doing fundraisers and things to help the people in India, and I hope. There's a vast population of Indians living in the US, and I truly, really hope that your family or your relatives, your friends who happen to have gone there have made it safe.
Yes.
I mean, and if not, our deepest condolences from Rangmunch with Alima, but it's one of those things that you just can't fight against nature. There's nothing you could do. I mean, we could get an earthquake here.
Exactly.
Well, we're waiting for one, aren't we?
Oh,
It's been long overdue.
Not me personally, but
it's long overdue, isn't it?
it is. It's very
You
scary.
kind of go with it. I mean, you just can't anticipate certain things, and when it happens, by God, you just help whichever way you can to help them.
Exactly.
So, anyways, that is what's happening in Uttarakhand. So hopefully the relief gets in. People will be able to move on with their lives. It's going to be very hard, but unfortunately, any tragedy is really very hard to get over. And you just kind of, it takes time to get over it, and you won't forget it, but it kind of eases off with time, I hope. Yeah, well, anyway, so when we come back, we have a couple more things that I want to cover before we go into our shows. And Rangmunch with Alima will be back in a few minutes.
मधुबन खुशबू देता है, सागर सावन देता है, जीना उसका जीना है, जो औरों को जीवन देता है, मधुबन खुशबू देता है। मधुबन खुशबू देता है, सागर सावन देता है, मधुबन खुशबू देता है। है जो औरों को अपनी धड़कन देता है, जीना उसका जीना है, जो औरों को जीवन देता है, मधुबन खुशबू देता है, सागर सावन देता है, मधुबन खुशबू देता है.
And Rangmunch with Alima is back on Desi 1170. And you know, besides the fact that there's tragic events that happen, I mean, there's always constantly something happening in the world, right? And of course, I'm like perusing the web pages and stuff to get interesting, and I come across this thing where it says, "My girlfriend weighs more than me." And I'm like, so what?
Okay.
So that's kind of the total, right? I mean, but you know how people can be so judgmental about weight. I mean, yes, granted, hey, I'm not saying I'm obese, but I'm definitely overweight. I mean, but that doesn't mean that you are ugly,
No,
for that matter.
not at all.
Right? I mean, and of course, this guy is like, you know, he goes to the gym and everything. He's like fit, and you know, so and they're in Scotland, right? And I'm sitting, oh, that is such a cute story. I mean, for him to love, for them to find love with each other. I mean, they're totally into each other, right? And so they kind of wanted to put their story out, just letting them know, you know, hey, you know. So he goes, so her name is Gloria, and I believe, oh gosh, I forget his name, but anyway, so when they went ahead and posted their story, and they were expecting brickbats along with you know, accolades and everything, and so, but they did not expect to have so much more negativity rather than positivity. I mean, you know, and I'm sitting and thinking, what is the big deal?
Exactly.
I mean, is it mean that just because you're overweight, you're not entitled to be loved by anyone? Or is it because you're not entitled to be loved by a good-looking guy? Right? I mean, and same again, the comments were terrible.
Oh my goodness.
Terrible.
Let people live
I'm
and be
like,
happy.
what-
Like, this is a happy story. Make
What
it
is
more
wrong
happy.
with you people? Really? You need to concentrate on the fact that they've found such a wonderful emotion and they're trying to build a life together.
Exactly.
And here you are saying you're calling her a pig, you're calling her like she's out of... I mean, give me a break. Seriously. It's like, what is it? You want like perfection? I mean, what is perfection anyways?
And all that matters is that he loves her. He says he loves her. That's all that matters.
Exactly. So what it is, it's like appearance is all it is. We don't care what kind of a person she or he is inside then, because you just want to make sure you're just looking really beautiful, and then you kind of flaunt your partner because, oh wow, see, I have this
There's no
handsome looking or beautiful on my arm kind of a
depth. Where is the depth of a person? Where is the
and
content?
honestly, when I look at all those fashion models on the runways and everything with sticks and bones, they look anorexic to me.
Yes.
Seriously, they need meat on their bodies.
Exactly. It's horrible. It's so unhealthy. Like,
It is. I mean, I'm not saying that you. And the thing with being fat or the thing with being obese is it's not like you do it intentionally. You could be having a serious health issue, or you could be probably having some hormone. I mean, I have a cousin in Ohio who went to South America on business or something, and he contracted this really deadly bacterial kind of a thing where he was in a hospital for the longest time, and he bloats up.
oh wow.
And it's still there in his system. And he's not married. He's got a wonderful job. He's still alive. But what I'm saying is, it's not just because you eat is what is going to make you over.
There's so many things.
It's in the genes. It is something that you have contracted. It could be a side effect of some medications you're taking. I mean, a lot of people who take fertility drugs, they get overweight. They take
Definitely.
steroids and stuff. You become overweight. But the thing that really bothers me is instead of appreciating the goodness,
Exactly.
every time they just want to focus on the negativity of what is happening in their life. And I'm thinking, what is wrong with you people?
Who is behind that keyboard? Go love somebody.
Exactly. I mean, what is it? Just because you don't have all these emotions, you don't have someone to love to, then you're just throwing all that back at these people, and you're just passing all these really mean remarks about it. I thought it was fantastic that both of them found love and they're together. I totally adored that story on the Yahoo page, and in fact, a lot of men were saying, "Hey, come on! I mean, we date bigger women. In fact, we like bigger women. A lot of these people are." And in total honesty, some of them were even saying that everyone is on this misconception that we like this thin fashion model kind of a people, and they were like, no, we actually like a woman to have some meat on them, I mean, we like voluptuousness, we like, besides that, as a human being, I think you have every right to be loved.
Of course.
And return that love.
We need it. Like, babies who don't get held, they have
Yeah,
problems. So it's
exactly.
like we need the love. Let people be loved and love each other.
I don't know. I'm just so blown away with all these. Like I said, I never read these comments, and I end up reading comments, and then I find so much negativity in these comments that I just don't know. I just feel that everyone seems to just only look at the bad things all the time, and they just are not looking at the good things that's coming and how lucky they are with the whole bunch of stuff. Well, anyways, it's just sad. It
is.
I feel bad. I feel bad for them actually, for them not able to. Yeah. Well, anyways, and then coming to the Ashana Airlines, I mean, what can I say about that tragedy? I mean, I remember when that had happened, I was actually preparing for the show. It was Saturday morning around 11:30. Yeah. Yep, exactly. And I thought, oh my God. And I was just kind of scanning through things as what's happening and all that stuff. And I'm saying, how unfortunate for this third student to have been run over by a rescue truck. I mean, that is the most horrible thing. It's no one's fault, really. I mean, apparently they were just, diffusing everything, and in all that fog and everything and all that stuff. And I don't think they even realized that they actually had gone over a person or something, because in that frenzy of activity and everything. But that is just so sad. I mean, and of course, controversies there too, right?
Of
Political
course,
and
always.
everything, and the big fiasco with the names of the pilots.
Oh my God. That intern is never gonna get a job ever again anywhere.
So, seriously,
Anywhere.
I mean, it's like.
It was like everybody saw. I was like, you can't be serious right now. Like, this is not real. Like, you had to watch the video and really see it before your eyes, because it was so unbelievable.
I know, and the way they were spelt and the way they were said and everything. But you would think, but even if the intern had come up with those things, don't you think who was reading the news would have time to kind of confirm it?
True, but the way I looked into it, it was the NTSB intern. So the news is gonna take anything from NTSB and be like, okay, well, that must be it because NTSB said it.
Yeah, but see here, and here horrible. I was, you know what? Despite whatever the intern had said, I'm like mighty, all taken in by the NTSB chair, Deborah Hersman. I mean, she was like rock solid. I mean, when she was giving out her speech and giving out the details and everything, I was very impressed with her. Very, very impressed with her. So it looks like she's a very strong-willed person, and that she would do the right thing, But anyways, but yeah, it's just so sad. On the other side of it is, even for such a huge tragedy and for that many people to come out alive.
Definitely.
I mean, granted, some of them had injuries and spinal cord injuries and everything, and they probably might feel that it's better to have died than to live. But you know what, guys, whatever is supposed to happen is going to happen. But that's another big tragedy, and it's just so close to home. Like San Francisco means like it's in your backyard kind of a thing. Well, our heart goes out to them, and hopefully things will settle down with that. And it looks like we may have a caller. Hello, who is this? Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Alima. This is Kaushik and Aarti.
Oh, hey, Kaushik and Aarti.
Alima.
How are you?
Hey, good. We are calling in from the Sridevi's event.
Oh my God, how is it out there?
Yeah, good. A lot of people joining in.
Lot of people joining in. Is it everyone is like anticipating for her arrival?
Yes.
Oh, yes. There's a lot of anticipation in the air.
You
and
know,
people are just waiting for her to walk in.
I am sure. I mean, in fact, Tiffany and I were talking about it at the beginning of the show. I said, don't you feel this extra energy today? Like there is something going to be happening or whatever it is, you know? There's all this charged up energy. So
very true, very true.
So are you guys like volunteering there, or I mean, are you guys inside, and how is it going? The atmosphere, everyone is like all waiting and all that stuff.
Yes, Kaushik, why don't you go for it?
Kaushik, are you so tongue tied that you're anticipating to waiting for Sridevi that you're not sure what to talk about?
Yeah. yes. Actually, we are volunteering here, but I think we are still. The main thing is we are waiting for Sridevi to arrive. She's going to arrive any moment now, and then we're all eagerly waiting for her.
You think she's not going to be fashionably late?
I doubt. Maybe it might be a little different today.
We'll hopefully we'll see. But then you know what, right? I mean, if they're not fashionably late, then they're just going against the norm of being a celebrity, right?
Right. Like I think more time she takes, the excitement will increase more. Yeah.
Right. I'm sure. You know what? I'm so jealous of you guys. Really, seriously. I mean, you're going to be there. Are you getting pictures taken too?
Yes.
If we had a chance.
How
Why not?
I cannot believe this. And here I am. Well, anyways, someone is getting pictures taken.
See, you still have a chance. You can still come in after your show, and I think the program is going to go at least till 12:30. So
I wish I could, but you know what? I have a date with my husband, so I don't think he's going to let.
How romantic!
He's probably going to say, "Is Sridevi more important to you than me?" Right? So I mean, I really can't do that impromptu thing. But hey, you guys, I'm sure you guys will have lots of fun. Kaushik is I've heard that Jenya is actually partnering with the event and stuff. How is that going out?
Yeah, that's the most exciting part. Jenya is a non-profit, and we are part of the Sridevi's event. Mm-hmm. We are very excited to be part of it, and thanks to Instant Karma who are organizing it for giving us a chance, because this Sridevi's event is benefiting Jenya directly.
Yeah, so, I heard that it's been in the works for the longest time, trying to bring Sridevi into the Bay Area.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a long wait.
Yes, that's kind of what I heard. Hey, talking about Jenya, Sunaiki, you guys have been working with a couple of Bay Area schools and stuff in trying to experiment with the science and math kits. How is that working out? Is it in progress on that?
Yes. After Jenya's program has been in India since about 4 years. Mm-hmm. After benefiting like over 70,000 students in India,
mm-hmm. Wow.
We are very excited, to start Jenya's program right in our neighborhood here in the Bay Area.
Right.
We have started already, giving demos in various schools, mm-hmm. and soon we're going to start in various schools in the South Bay to start with.
Nice.
And then going to expand all over the Bay Area. So it's very exciting. The same program which has benefited thousands of students
in India.
So, mm-hmm. Then the same program will be implemented right here in the Bay Area.
That is so cool. I mean, for people who don't know what Jenya is, it's a non-profit organization that helps out with education for the rural, for the kids in rural India, actually, and they've been doing a tremendous job, and they're trying to kind of come up with different math and science kits and hands-on experiments, and working with the kids in the Bay Area and the schools, and see how feasible it is to be, for the US schools also. And I think that is a great thing to do. Yes. That's fantastic, actually.
Yeah, and Jenya's program involves all experiments focusing on science and math. So it's a fun way of learning, mm-hmm. The real concepts in a very practical way.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that, students here also benefit, and they'll be excited about it.
Definitely. Hey, Aarti, sorry. Did I say Aarti? I'm like, for some reason, I was thinking about Geeta, and I go, wait a minute, did I just say Aarti or Geeta? And I'm like,
no, I think you said it right.
Okay, good. So, now that we have Kaushik do all the professional thing, you tell me what it is to be there. We girls talk about this stuff more. We connect through this stuff.
Yes. So it's like, the stage is set, lights are shimmering, there's so much of anticipation. So we're just waiting for the moment. I think we should take this moment to congratulate and rejoice that she's the first female superstar in 100 years of Indian cinema.
Right? Seriously. So, in fact, I was looking at some of those, some of the YouTube videos and things, and she was like a child artist, right? When she started off, and I was looking at her. Oh my God, she had so much talent. Even as a child artist, she had so much talent with her.
Yeah, she's iconic. I mean, me and my sisters grew up watching her movies and
I remember.
We did. And
I remember she was way back from the black and white era.
Oh wow,
that's right. Right. I mean, I think she did her debut, if I'm not wrong, when she was 4 years old.
I believe so.
That's something, yeah.
Right, and in fact, she also did like Malayalam and did she do Tamil
Kannada.
films too? Kannada. I know she did.
Yes.
Yeah. See, I mean, she's like there in almost all the main South Indian regions, and then she moved to Bollywood, right? I mean,
That's right.
Yeah. So
she left her footprints everywhere.
Oh, definitely. She pretty much left it all over India.
Yeah, that's so true.
So what is your I was going to say, what is your most favorite Sridevi moment? Do you have something like that?
I guess our all-time favorite is Mr. India, and me and my sisters used to just love dancing on her Hawaii, wearing those feather caps and all that.
Yeah. Oh my God! I remember her movies like Nagina was such a huge hit with that where she turns into a snake. Yeah, that was such a huge hit. And in fact, they even had like 1, 2, and 3 or something, right? I mean, they had like different, but the 2 and 3 went so great. Remember, the first one was like a great hit. I remember seeing that.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I remember seeing Nagina, and I was really fascinated with that movie too at that time.
Yeah, and I guess she's done all kinds of cinema. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, she's done from serious to so much of innocence and so much of fun.
Yeah,
I guess it's all in all great.
Yeah, it is. I remember even her biggest movie, that Sadma, right, where she goes to an accident and she forgets. She becomes mentally imbalanced, and then she acts like a child, and that was one amazing movie too, actually.
That's an incredible movie. Yeah. And what a comeback. English to English. Oh my God.
English to English was really nice. I really enjoyed that movie.
Yes. Yeah. And the best part of the movie was the Navrai song. I love that song.
That is true. In fact, my children are here in the studio with me today, and my older one, she's like laughing, and she goes, I remember that because they watched that movie too.
Oh, nice.
Because it's in English and it's got the subtitles and everything if needed, so it's easy for them to follow.
That's right.
Yeah, that is great. So, well, you guys have enjoy to the hilt. Just don't enjoy every moment. So, do you have any special song for Sridevi? Did you want me to play? Aarti, we've lost her. Oh, technical difficulty. That's okay.
Wait.
Kaushik, you still there? Oh.
Yeah.
I was just saying, Aarti, did you want to have a song for Sridevi played?
Navrai maybe, or even that Khwabo Ki Shehzadi from Mr. India.
From which movie was that? Oh, from
It's Mr. India.
Oh, Mr. India. Okay. I actually have the Kshanam Kshanam song pulled up. So, would you like that? I mean, I forgot about the Hawaii thing, and I was thinking of Akshana Kshanam because we were talking about it, So, all right, dosto, there we go. It's a Telugu song, but it's in fact, when I pulled that song up, I go, oh yeah, I remember this song.
Well, and I think the last thing she'll always remain everyone's Khwabon Ki Shehzadi. So
yes, that is true. That is true. In fact, when this song is playing and we go into the top of the hour, I'm going to pull up the Hawa Hawaii. Is Khwabon Ki Shehzadi, is the Hawa Hawaii or is it two different songs?
Yes. Yes,
it's
no, it's the same
song,
it
right?
Just
from
starts with Khwabon Ki Shehzadi.
Correct, right. Actually, you know what? Now that you say it, I want to listen to that song. So maybe I'll pull that up and play it a little later in the show then.
Oh yeah.
All right, Kaushik, Karthik, thank you so much for giving us a live feeling of what's happening there.
Thanks for taking our call so promptly.
Hey, no problem. And you know what? You guys should post some pictures. We want to see.
Oh, definitely.
Okay,
coming up soon.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Then have a great time, guys.
Yeah. Thanks, Alima.
All right, there we go. Here is a Telugu movie, Kshanam, and I remember this movie actually. It's been such a long time, but anyways, this was a very good song. So, dosto, this is Rangmunch with Alima on Desi 1170, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
అప్పుడే అనుకున్నాను దేవుడు పైనుంచి వచ్చేస్తూ ఉంటాడని. అబద్ధం చెప్పారు, నాకు బాగా పనిష్మెంట్ ఇస్తున్నాడు. ఇంకా కావాలి, దీనికంటే ఇంకా కావాలి.
జాజికొమ్మ జారనీయకే కళ వయారి వాళ్ళు కళ్ళలోన వరాల వెండి పూలవాన స్వరాల ఊయలుగు వేళ జామురాతిరి జాబిలమ్మ జోల పాడన ఇలా సరాగాలే శృతులుగా కుశలమ అనే స్నేహం పిలువగా కిలకిల సమేపించి సడులతో ప్రతి పొద పదాలే పలుకగా కునుకురాక పుట్టబొమ్మ గుబులు గూదని వనములేచి వద్దకొచ్చి నిద్ర పుచ్చని జాబిలమ్మ జోల పాడన ఇలా మనసులో భయాలన్నీ మరిచిపో మగతలో మరో లోకం తెరుచుకో కలలతో శాంతిరం వెతుకుతూ నిదలకు నిశారాన్ని నడిచిపో చిటి చిటికలోన చిక్కబట్ట కటిక చీకటి కరిగిపోక తప్పదమ్మ ఉదయ కాంతికి జామురాతిరి
జాబిలమ్మ జోలపాడనాయిలా జోరుగాలిలో జాజికుమ్మ దారనీయకే కలా అయ్యారి వాలు కళ్ళలోనా
స్వరాల ఊయలూగు వేళ
తానతననన తానినానా ఆహా
Want to know the best European automobile service and repair center? Introducing Star Auto Services. Located at 1555 South 10th Street in San Jose. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Give them a call at 408-280-7002 or visit their website, starautoservices.net. Star Auto Services. Quality service and repair for European automobiles. If your dentist appointments sound like that, then it's time to make the switch to Dr. Lee. Dr. David Lee, Family Cosmetic and Restorative Dentistry, with offices in San Jose and Sunnyvale. Give them a call today at 408-972-9926 or go to smileplanner.com. Dr. David Lee, quality and comfortable dental care you can trust.
Rangmunch with Alima is back on the air on Desi 1170. Dosto, if you want to give us a call, it's 408-912-5565. You know, having said all the tragic things in the world and how people can be so mean and all that stuff, I came across an article where apparently this couple went into a pizza place to get some pizza, and then she's got a young child who's still breastfeeding and all that stuff. And you know how a lot of people are so, they can be mean. I mean, they don't like kids being boisterous or you know, they're being naughty or they're being too loud or all that stuff. And a lot of people, I realized that they're very against mothers breastfeeding in public places and all that stuff. And I'm sitting, really? Seriously?
It's natural.
It's a natural thing. And you know, and then it kind of caught my attention where so this mother was trying to breastfeed, but she was feeling uncomfortable because she didn't know if she was making someone else uncomfortable or whatever. So she goes to her car to, you know, finish the breastfeeding, and then her husband comes out with the pizza box and stuff. So because they figured we'll just take it to go home or whatever, and he's got this really silly smile, grin on his face, and she goes, "What?" And she goes, "We got free pizza." I'm like, huh? She goes, apparently the waitress who was bussing their table, she was so impressed and she was so taken that she was courageous enough to even start breastfeeding in public, you know, not so much because you have, I mean, it's not like everyone can see. There are a lot of ways you can breastfeed in the public.
Definitely.
I mean, I remember doing it in the malls and stuff when my kids were children, you know. It's not like you have to continuously stay home just because you can't stop doing these things. It's a natural process of growing up and raising your children and everything. But I thought it was such a sweet gesture where she actually gave them free pizza, saying that, you know, well, thank you for. In fact, she put it on the receipt. She says, "I bought one of your pizzas. Please thank your wife for breastfeeding." And I thought that was very nice of her.
So
seriously,
cool.
You know, the thing that really bothers me or it kind of sets me thinking, here you have a group of people who are positive, who know that what they're doing is, you know, they take what comes to them. You are positive about it. You spin a good feeling towards it and all that stuff. And then here you have people who just seems to find fault with everything. And it's like, is that like genetic, or is it just circumstances, or is it past experiences?
It's a lot of things.
It's a very debatable.
Definitely.
It's a very I mean, I for one personally wouldn't have been at all offended if I've come across. And I'm not saying just because I happen to be a mother or I went through it. But I think that's just a natural thing to do.
Exactly.
You know, that's just a natural thing. So why?
The other part of it is a lot of people aren't breastfeeding these days. So I bet
They're
that
not.
was another part of the story
Exactly.
too.
A
So
lot of
that's very
people,
interesting.
because they're weaning them much, much more young now because they usually don't have time, or they're, they're just uncomfortable doing it or whatever reason. But I think that was really, really commendable for her too.
Very.
In fact, I love the waitress when she did that. I thought that was very sweet of her to do that. Well, it reminds me actually, as I was going through, and suddenly it struck to me, when you see, like, when you know how the cops are always there on the streets and everything, watching the speeding and everything. When you see an opposite car flashing lights at you, it's kind of a warning that there is a cop out there. Okay, so would you get a ticket? Is that like an obstruction of justice, or would you get a ticket? Because if a cop sees you flashing those lights, I remember hearing instances where they would actually stop and give them a ticket.
Oh, wow.
And it's so funny because I came across this article because it says, is flashing your car's headlights protected by the First Amendment? So it says that a lot of people are saying, why do I want to pay a ticket because I just flashed my lights? I mean, it's not like you. It's the line between the obstruction of justice and and advising the others. That there is something it's so thin, but then it's not like you're really obstructing of justice. It's not like you're putting a break in that investigation, right? They're really not investigating. They're just on the side road, checking the speed. So a lot of people and a lot of the country, a lot of the states and everything are actually coming up with the thing saying, okay, it's not like they are obstructing the justice. It's not like they're coming and saying they're putting a break, like as if you're investigating. This is just you're flashing.
Exactly.
I haven't done it.
No,
but I've seen people do it. I've seen lots of times. I've seen people do it, and every time I remember that, it always popped into my mind. I would look around for a cop. In the sense that, did a cop see this guy flashing the lights? And then again, I always think, how would a cop see it? Because if he's in the opposite side,
he would have to go all the way around.
How would he even see the other car flashing lights? Right? I thought it was interesting. But then, anyways, so
very interesting.
So we'll see. And my kids are all laughing and they're chewing and. It's like here they want to give me company, but then you know what? It really reminds me of I can feel this thing happening at home where they're going to make all these snide remarks about parents and, oh my God, mom, you really just a typical typical teenage talk.
Very
I can just see this happening. What?
You said flashing.
Yes, flashing. See?
Oh.
See, now we have now.
It's a joke now.
Yeah. See, now I have to even pay attention to the words I'm using.
Exactly.
Just because some teenagers come up with all these double meaningless. My goodness, give me a break. I mean, what do you call people when the flashlights? You are blinking. You're blinking your lights. Seriously. All right, those we're just hitting the top of the hour, right, Tiffany?
Yes, we have 2 minutes.
We have 2 minutes. All right, then. So we shall come back once after the top of the hour, and I'm just getting into one of my old and golden, one of the favorite songs. Dosto, this is Rangmunch with Alima on Desi 1170. Stay tuned, and we'll be back.
चूड़ी नहीं है मेरा, चूड़ी नहीं है मेरा दिल है, देखो देखो टूटना। चूड़ी नहीं है मेरा दिल है, देखो देखो टूटना। चूड़ी नहीं है मेरा। नीली पीली रंग बिरंगे प्यार की ये सौगात, ना 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 ऐसे नहीं। डालो इनमें हाथ। कांच है कच्चा लेकिन इनसे हो सच्चा सिंगार। सोना नहीं, चांदी नहीं, हीरा नहीं, मोती नहीं, कीमत इनकी प्यार। फूलों सी नाजुक है, देखो 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 देखो, टूटे ना चूड़ी नहीं है मेरा।
अच्छा सच?
चूड़ी नहीं है मेरा, दिल है, देखो देखो, टूटे ना चूड़ी नहीं है मेरा।
For more information on how to get your own show on Desi 1170 AM, give us a call at 408-440-0851 or send us an email to desi1170am@aol.com.
నమస్కారం అండి, నేను కీరవాణి. బే ఏరియాలో ఉన్న మిత్రులందరికీ ఇదే నా ఆహ్వానం. నిజంగా నిజంగా ఇలా మీ ఊళ్ళో తొలిసారిగా జూలై 27కే మరి కలుద్దామా సాయంత్రానికి.
July 27th, 5 p.m. at Dianza College. For tickets, visit Trinetra Supermarkets or Atidhi Sunnyvale or online at ticketmaster.com. Exclusive radio partner, Desi 1170 AM.
If you would like your skin to be healthy and flawless, if you're looking for a natural solution for skin issues like acne, hyperpigmentation, or excess dryness, or if you're looking for a chemical-free solution to achieve the skin you've always dreamt of, then your wait is over. Introducing Apsara Skincare, a complete skincare company based on Ayurveda with no chemicals, no harsh ingredients, and products for all skin types and all skin concerns. Visit Apsara Skincare at apsaraskincare.com today to learn more. That's APSARAskincare.com. Simply fill out the personalized skincare advice form on apsaraskincare.com and receive answers to all your skincare questions for free. Order online and receive free shipping, advice, tips, and much, much more. apsaraskincare.com. Call toll-free at 1-888-977-4724. Listen to Sheetal, the founder of Apsara and a skincare expert herself, right here on Desi 1170 AM, every Friday at 8:45 a.m.
Why pay more when you have Sanjay Tax Pro? They offer 30 to 70% below market price with a team of experienced and highly qualified CPAs and enrolled agents. Sanjay Tax Pro is now offering 25% off business incorporations, 3 months free bookkeeping payroll, and free IRS representation, foreign asset and ITIN filings, and all areas of individual and business tax filings. Maximum refund guarantee. Go to sanjaytaxpro.com or call them at 408-462-5829.
Your dentist may be wonderful, skilled, and talented, but just as you take your child to a pediatrician, he or she needs dental care designed for the early years. Bay Area Kids Dentistry, a pediatric specialty practice, focuses on preventative care and specializes in caring for infant, toddlers, children, and teens. It's an atmosphere of friendliness and fun, where everyone learns about good oral hygiene and nutrition, and even enjoys the visit. Yes, enjoys the visit. Bay Area Kids Dentistry celebrates each child's unique qualities with personalized care and understanding. You can trust in the way Dr. Subramanian interacts with your little one. Calming, reassuring, and positive. Schedule your child's first visit today on BayAreaKidsDentistry.com. It's that easy. Visit BayAreaKidsDentistry.com or call 408-692-5437. That's 408-692-KIDS.
హలో విరుజలు శ్రోతలకి నా నమస్కారాలు. విరుజలు రేడియో కార్యక్రమం ద్వారా ఇక్కడ అమెరికాలో ఉన్న మీ అందరితో ఇలా మాట్లాడడం నాకు చాలా హ్యాపీగా ఉంది. మీ అందరి కోసం మన విరుజలు రేడియో సోమవారం నుంచి శుక్రవారం వరకు ప్రతిరోజు సాయంత్రం 7 గంటల నుంచి 8 గంటల వరకు, అలాగే శని ఆదివారాల్లో మధ్యాహ్నం 1 గంట నుండి 3 గంటల వరకు మంచి మంచి కార్యక్రమాలను ప్రసారం చేస్తుంది. హలో, ఇంకెందుకు ఆలస్యం, వినండి, విని ఎంజాయ్ చేయండి.
Tune in in to Mortgage Matters, practical advice from America's premier mortgage expert, Shashank Shaker, every Tuesday at 5 p.m. and every Monday at 7:45 a.m. on the Desi Super Drive. Shashank Shaker, CEO of Arcus Lending and Amazon.com's best-selling author, now featured on Desi 1170 a.m. He has been named top 40 under 40 most influential mortgage professionals in the country 2 years in a row.
Join me, Shashank Shaker, on Mortgage Matters, where I talk about loan programs, rate update, real estate market, and tips on home buying and refinancing. Call in with your questions and concerns. Need to contact us? Email info@arcuslending.com. That's info@arcuslending.com. Or call us at 408-615-0655. That's 408-615-0655.
Don't miss Shashank Shaker every Tuesday at 5 p.m. or every Monday at 7:45 a.m. on the Desi Super Drive.
Because mortgage matters.
You're listening to KLOK, San Jose, San Francisco, and Oakland, the largest and most powerful Desi radio station in America, a universal media access radio station.
Math, science, history, unraveling the mystery that all started with a big bang.
If you want to keep up on all your favorite TV shows, whether they're South Asian or American, Rangmunch with Alima is the place to be.
Dosto, this is Rangmunch with Alima.
Tune in every Saturday night, 8 to 10 p.m. on Desi 1170. Want to know the best European automobile service and repair center? Introducing Star Auto Services. Located at 1555 South 10th Street in San Jose. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Give them a call at 408-280-7002 or visit their website, starautoservices.net. Star Auto Services. Quality service and repair for European automobiles. If your dentist appointments sound like that, then it's time to make the switch to Dr. Lee. Dr. David Lee, Family Cosmetic and Restorative Dentistry, with offices in San Jose and Sunnyvale. Give them a call today at 408-972-9926 or go to smileplanner.com. Dr. David Lee, quality and comfortable dental care you can trust.
And Rangmunch with Alima is back on Desi 1170. Those are the number to call us, 408-912-5565. You know, in all those gripes and everything, I came across one more thing. Well, this is not a gripe. This is actually such a... It was kind of an expecting thing, but you know how powerful these Facebook things are and all that stuff. I mean, people go crazy and ballistic and do crazy things and everything. But anyways, so since I've watched the shows and everything, the TV shows, I usually have groups where people can come in and discuss their opinions and what they think about the show and all that stuff, right? So 2 days ago, I got a message in my inbox and the wording and everything was like, it was like so typical legal kind of a thing, like as if someone was sending me like a legal notice, right?
Wow.
And it was so hilarious, seriously, because and I'm sitting and thinking, people really do this on Facebook where they even send stuff like this. And, you know, so what it is basically, it says, you know, and usually I'm the admin. I'm the member for it. So I have passed on the admin duties to a couple rather who are much more active on that, because I don't watch that show on a regular basis or whatever. So you know, I met a couple of other people so they can just kind of, you know, do what they have to do or things like that, right? And I go and I get this thing where it says, you know, it says like, I'm the reason for dropping by is to tell you that we follow a ground rule wherein all active admins consult each other before adding, removing anyone from the group. Okay, this is so we maintain a harmonious environment, allowing all members to express themselves freely. Remember that point. Okay. Also, we do a periodical spring cleaning that entails removing inactive members from time to time so that our group remains active and close-knit. Following this philosophy, and given that you are not an active member, the present active admins think it only fair to release you from the responsibility of administering this page. And I'm sitting and thinking, the act was already done.
Oh.
Okay, the act was done, and then I get this message, right? And I'm sitting, you're really kidding me, right? I mean, this is a Facebook group.
Yeah. This is not.
It is not a business. It is not your livelihood. Okay, seriously? You really and so I typed back and said, oh, and of course, wait a minute. We are obliged to you for opening the page on our request. We sincerely hope you will understand us and not take this personally or adversely, but in the right spirit. I was rolling in laughter at this, but I didn't even know what to think or do, and I'm sitting and thinking, you guys have way too much time on this, right? So I said, okay. So I typed up and said, if you've really done this in the right spirit, I wouldn't even have this message in my inbox.
Exactly. You wouldn't have to apologize.
Seriously, people, you guys have so much time on this thing. Oh. So I was like, okay. And I wanted to put this on my status update. But then I said, I don't want to create a big thing out of it or whatever it is, right? And then the other admin comes, calm down and all that stuff. I said, have it been anything else except calm? I mean, you know me better than, right? And then she says, this is just a page, right? So I said, that's exactly my point.
Yes.
If it is just a page, why are we even talking about it, right? Seriously, on Facebook. So as I we were going back and forth talking and all that stuff. And you know what the clincher is about this? The thing that really boggles me, there are lots of inactive members on there still who don't even watch the show.
But right? They chose you.
Exactly. So, and then I, as we're going back and forth, the reason this whole thing came about is because I added in a person who is not a staunch fan of that particular show, especially the girl, the heroine of the show.
Oh.
So, the conclusion is this group has become a staunch fan page where if you are not a fan of that girl, you will not be in the group.
Oh, and if you bring anybody in, you will become somebody who's not a fan.
So since I brought someone, I did not have the ability to bring anyone now because I'm not the admin of the page. And I'm sitting and thinking, holy shamoly, is there anything else? Seriously? No, even now, I'm just flabbergasted. Don't you guys have better things than
I hope so.
I mean, I love shows, okay? I watch them. I have my favorites and everything. But I do not go and take people out because they don't like the people I like.
Yeah,
seriously.
That's life.
And it was supposed to be a platform for discussions.
And discussions have different opinions.
Exactly. So you're coming and telling me that it's not going to happen. So unless you like this person, you always say everything favorable to this person, you're going to be in the group. That's what I'm concluding from whatever I'm seeing, right? I mean, seriously.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm sitting and thinking, gosh, Facebook has become, I mean, it's kind of become like a platform for power games or like mind games. It's like people want to have upper hand on all in their own little world.
Yes.
They kind of want to attach themselves to this power that we're running this or we want this kind of a thing. And it just doesn't, it's supposed to be a fun place.
Exactly. Or they read too far into it. Like I had to call my aunt and talk to her because I would post statuses and I just say funny, goofy things and she would get so mad and I'm like, it's just the internet. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm just saying goofy things. Like you know me as a person. You don't know my Facebooks. You know what I mean? Like it's just don't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Like,
so is it like when you said don't take it too seriously or when people are reading way too much into what we're posting, is it they are insecure about a whole bunch of things where they're reading in between the lines where they don't even have to read between, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is whatever happened to having fun anymore. If people are constantly checking what they're writing, what they're thinking, they're reading way too much into what other people are doing and thinking, where is the fun in the life anymore?
Exactly.
It's like you're constantly living for someone else. Seriously, I don't know what my kids are going to do. You know, I mean, my older one has a Facebook account, right, Apeksha?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. And I mean, once in a while, I see her posts come in, you know, I like this page or like that and stamps like that. But I see them do a decent job about your postings and stuff. You know, I haven't come across any wrong or mean things, especially the mean things.
Yeah.
Because people really read it differently, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so but what do you think? I mean, you're smart enough, Apeksha. What is your opinion about how Facebook has become?
I think Facebook is mostly, it's all about popularity. People are taking it way too seriously. It's all about, how many likes I got. Oh my gosh, I got this on my profile picture, or how many shares I'm getting on this post. And people, I think they found it as a way to just like reinvent themselves. So they're putting way too much into it, trying to create like this perfect person. And then they try to find the flaws in other people so that they can be the better person.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I know, that's a good thing. I mean, I think what she said pretty much sums up what's happening on Facebook. I mean, thank God she's smart enough to figure it out. So hopefully. and it's also like how many friends you have on the list. How many, you know, you don't have to know the person, but I've also realized that if you're connected to, even if you're connected to half decent celebrities and things like that, people want to have you on their list.
Yes.
You don't have to talk to them, but it's good enough to show off to other people. Yes. Oh my God, I know her. You know, she is on my friends list.
She added me, yes.
You know, that is so sad, really.
So funny.
That is so sad. Well, anyways, I mean, but I seriously hope, you know, people are making sure that they are following all the norms and they're trying to be very careful as to what they're posting and everything. But this really might, like I said, when I started off the show, I said this week's been really busy or whatever. It's a lot of things seems to be kind of, you know, but hey, that is life. It's interesting. Anyways, stay safe on Facebook, people.
Yes.
That was like a tongue twister, actually. Rangmunch with Alima will be back in a couple of minutes.
जिंदगी का सफर है ये कैसा सफर जिनको जीने से पहले ही मौत आ गई फूल ऐसे भी हैं जो खिले ही नहीं जिनको खिलने से पहले फिजा खा गई है परेशान नजर थक गए चार अगर कोई समझा नहीं कोई जाना नहीं जिंदगी का सफर है ये कैसा सफर कोई समझा नहीं कोई जाना नहीं.
And Rangmunch with Alima is back on Desi 1170. Dosto, if you wish to make any special request dedications, the number to call is 408-912-5565. Finally, I have to get into the show. I mean, we've talked about so many general things. There's like so much lot to talk, and I'm sitting and thinking, I didn't even talk about the shows that I usually watch. I mean, but you know, the shows are moving on. A lot of important things are happening, and I'm going to start off with Chanchan. I mean, last week we left off where the grandfather comes from the village to the city to live with them, and then of course she's so busy with her dog, and the grandfather really gets upset, and he says, you have to stay outside with the dog, you're not going to be staying inside the house. So she ends up going outside, but then again, of course the husband also comes and says, you can't just stay outside all alone all night, I'm just going to give you company and all that stuff. And then the grandfather kind of, he overhears her talking, and you know the way she talks and the way she says she's got respect for her elders, and and just following. I mean, she says that I've made a mistake, so I need to be punished. I mean, why is it so difficult for you guys to understand? Because the grandfather is so orthodox and he's got certain rules and stuff. So if he feels that I made a mistake, that kind of a thing. So she kind of wins over the grandfather's heart a little bit. I mean, not completely, but it kind of, there's a little crack in his heart shell. So he says, okay, fine, have her come in because it's raining and all that stuff and things. And of course, on the other side of it, I mean, her mother-in-law, who has the plan of, breaking up the marriage in 1 month and having her son get married to another girl, coincidentally, when she's searching for the lost dog, she meets this girl who is supposedly should be getting married to her husband. And they kind of talk, and then she sees this little bracelet on her hand, which she's got exactly the same thing, and typically it's like a token of gift for your future daughter-in-law, kind of a thing. So the mother-in-law gives it to this girl Sonali because she wants her to be the real daughter, because she doesn't want Chanchan to be the daughter-in-law. So they kind of talk, and then she tells her fiance's name as, Manav, and then she goes, oh, my husband's name is Manav, and then of course the last name comes out, and she's totally shocked because it's exactly the same person. So she's basically telling her husband is a fiance and all that stuff. So then she kind of thinks that her mother-in-law is trying to do kind of break up the marriage and things like this. So she goes and tells her husband, explains it to him and tells us, don't get mad and upset and all that stuff, but this is kind of what it is. So the next day they go meet the girl, and the Friday episode ends with the girl coming and telling, my fiance's name is Manav, but she says a different last name. So I'm sure she was told to say that. So of course that's kind of where it ends. So now that things have settled, now that the grandfather has planted himself in the house, now the next step is to get the story moving, where now that she knows this has happened, so she's going to be suspicious and see what else her mother-in-law is going to be doing. So that is Chanchan. That's pretty much what is happening. And then Na Bole Tumne Maine Kuch Kaha, I mean, this week has been like a complete it seemed to me like an ending of a story. I mean, all of a sudden Adu's secret has come out. Megha has come to know that Munna is actually Adu, and who happens to be her real son, and she's so ashamed that he's done so many bad things of all these things and everything. There's a lot of not like over the top drama, but it seems like every issue got a closure, right? So the whole family is all together now. So he comes and apologizes to his mother and saying that, I've done all these bad things and everything. Asks for a forgiveness, and there is a lot of, pain and anguish, saying that how could you even do all these things and everything. So the way the week was wending, I thought the show was ending. Because when all the loops are closed, there is no other story to tell. And I'm like, oh, okay, so eventually it's going to end, but I haven't heard anywhere that the show is going to be ending. I've heard rumors there's going to be a season 3 with an entirely different thing, which again wasn't confirmed or anything. And of course they have to end it with a high thing, right? So they end the Friday episode with the guy coming and saying, so he sees everyone happy, smiling and all that stuff. So he comes and tells his stepdad that, see all those people who are smiling and everything, when people are happy and everything, the happiness comes at a price. And you have to pay that price. Ooh, I said, all right, there we go into another. So obviously there is another story, blind part, something, whatever is coming up, but I honestly thought there is nothing else, and the show is coming to end. Everyone's gotten together, everyone is all happy, and all that stuff. But it looks like, well, the screenwriter or the story writer seems to be going into another tangent. So that is what had happened in Na Bole Tumne Maine Kuch Kaha. And then Saraswati Chandra, which happens to be one of the popular shows on Star Plus. Like, Kumud has already been married to Pramad, who turns out to be a really bad guy, a womanizer, and, the really, who doesn't want to be married to begin with. So he doesn't even, Saras obviously is in the same house as Kumud is because Kumud's sister-in-law brought him in when he gets hurt. So finally, they're getting ready to do this huge function and the puja and all that stuff. And since they're a political family, they do have lots of enemies. So apparently, a couple of people have sneaked into the event, and they actually tried to harm the daughter-in-law Kumud. And there's this huge pillar, and and just before that, Kumud and Sarah see each other, and they're shocked to see each other in that same place because he doesn't even know she became the daughter-in-law of this political family. And so as that is happening, the pillar, they push the pillar, but then he comes in between and saves her. So that's pretty much what had happened. So now they know so both of them are in the same place, and obviously she kind of still has lots of feelings for him. So now the story is going to go into a different route. So I mean, they've kept the basics of the book, the originality of the book, except that in the book, the guy she marries is much, much older. In the original book, but in the show, he's a very bad. He's a very bad guy. But in the show, they've come up with a younger version, but he still happens to be the bad guy, and but I'm like, well, that's going to happen. So it's going to be an interesting thing from what the book is like. Basically, he ends up still staying with the political family and helping them and all that stuff, and then eventually they kind of go away somewhere and they go into the Himalayas and stuff like that. So I don't know how much they're going to keep that thing where they kind of renounce the world and they're just kind of living outside of everyone else, where they go to the Himalayas and they have all these saints and all that stuff. So kind of have to see how it's going to play out, or if they're going to give it a different influence. But actually it's doing very good. Actually now it's becoming a little interesting because a little romance between these two was getting too boring to me. It was like move on, get on with it, people. It's like that's enough is there. And well, anyway, so that is Saraswati Chandra with you. Dosto, stay tuned and we'll be back in a couple of minutes.
ये रात जैसे दुल्हन बन गई चरागों से, करूँगा और उजाला मैं दिल के दागों से। आज की रात मेरे दिल की सलामी ले ले, दिल की सलामी ले ले। कल तेरी बज़्म से दीवाना चला जाएगा, शम्मा रह जाएगी, परवाना चला जाएगा। आज की रात मेरे दिल की सलामी ले ले, दिल की सलामी ले ले। तेरे जलवे हो मुबारक तुझको, तेरी उल्फत से नहीं आज भी इनकार मुझे। तेरा मैं खाना सलामत रहे ऐ जान वफा, मुस्कुरा कर तू जरा देख ले एक बार मुझे। फिर तेरे प्यार का मस्ताना चला जाएगा, कल तेरी बज़्म से दीवाना चला जाएगा। शम्मा रह जाएगी, परवाना चला जाएगा। आज की रात मेरे दिल की सलामी ले ले, दिल की सलामी ले ले। मैंने चाहा कि बता दूं मैं हकीकत अपनी, तूने लेकिन न मेरा राज मोहब्बत समझा। मेरी उलझन मेरे हालात यहाँ तक पहुँचे, तेरी आँखों ने मेरे प्यार को नफरत समझा। अब तेरी राह से बेगाना चला जाएगा, कल तेरी बज़्म से दीवाना चला जाएगा। शम्मा रह जाएगी, परवाना चला जाएगा। आज की रात मेरे दिल की सलामी ले ले, दिल की सलामी ले ले। तू मेरा साथ न दे रहा है मोहब्बत में सनम, चलते चलते मैं किसी राह पे मुड़ जाऊंगा। कहकशा चांद सितारे तेरे चूमेंगे कदम, तेरे रास्ते की मैं एक धूल हूँ उड़ जाऊंगा। साथ मेरे मेरा अफसाना चला जाएगा, कल तेरी बज़्म से दीवाना चला जाएगा। शम्मा रह जाएगी, परवाना चला जाएगा। आज की रात मेरे दिल की सलामी ले ले, दिल की सलामी ले ले।
If your dentist appointments sound like that, then it's time to make the switch to Dr. Lee. Dr. David Lee, Family Cosmetic and Restorative Dentistry, with offices in San Jose and Sunnyvale. Give them a call today at 408-972-9926 or go to smileplanner.com. Dr. David Lee, quality and comfortable dental care you can trust. Want to know the best European automobile service and repair center? Introducing Star Auto Services. Located at 1555 South 10th Street in San Jose. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Give them a call at 408-280-7002 or visit their website, starautoservices.net. Star Auto Services. Quality service and repair for European automobiles.
In Rangmunch with Alima is back on Desi 1170. People have been watching Kabul Hai. Asad and Zoya still haven't tied the knot. Gosh, this has been going from the past couple of months. They they want to get married, they come close to the altar, and then something boom happens, and then and then both of them go off into the little thing. So I have to give a shout out to Pallavi Singh, who was so kind enough to give me a gist of as to what was happening in Kabul Hai, because this is one show where I can't seem to get links properly.
Oh, wow.
It always comes. You go to YouTube, you go to any Indian, it says copyright infringement. So if I'm in the US, it's like I really can't, able to catch it. So Pallavi, thank you for giving me that gist. But what she says is, Tanu tells Zoya that she will reveal her father's identity. Now Zoya is actually searching for her father because I believe she was abandoned when she was a kid, so she's trying to search for her father, and she knows that he's in India, so she comes all the way from the US. That's how the story starts off. And of course, Tanu is the evil one who's hatching all these things, and she wants to marry Asad for the money and all that stuff. So she tells Zoya ki, hey, if you do not tell ki what I have done, then I will tell you who your father is. And that's kind of what is going on there. And then, of course, on the other side, Razia is, she's hiding Buddy B and kind of torturing her, pretty much what I'm saying. And Humaira or Rajni, now Humaira she says she's got amnesia because she was in an accident. I personally think she's faking it because she wants to know what her mother is doing, because she knows her mother is not a very good person and that she's always been hurting people and all that stuff. So I think she's just faking the amnesia to kind of spy on her mother and see if she can bring her out, which I think was really funny.
Yeah.
But the thing is, actually, if you're watching the show, it's really funny the way she talks because Humaira is a Muslim. So when she fakes the amnesia, she fakes herself to be a Hindu. Now the complete opposites, completely opposite in what they eat, the religion, everything, the way they dress and everything. So when she does this, the balancing act, it is really funny the way she talks and says those things and everything. And everyone is like, watches her. Oh my God, is this the same person, And now she's behaving like this and all that stuff. But that is what Kubul Hai is going on. And then, of course, right now the Ramadan is going on, so some of those shows are also, they fast the whole day, and then at night they break the fast and everything. And then of course Zoya finds that and you do it very religiously, and of course Zoya finds that Tanu is not doing her fasting, and she's eating she's just eating like a regular person and all that stuff. And then of course when Zoya and Asad are getting ready to marry, Tanu comes and says that she's pregnant with, when they have that fake night together, the circumstantial thing. So Asad really thinks that she could have gotten pregnant because he still believes that he had spent the night with her. But and of course, she very conveniently has the little mittens and knitting thing. What is it with this? When every time the pregnancy thing comes up, all they show is the mitts and the little knitting needles. And don't they have anything else to show?
There's other things.
Everywhere, I think that's how they show everywhere. It's like the two little mitts and two knitting needles and all that stuff. So conveniently, they fall from her handbag, and of course, they don't get married because she comes and tells that. And then of course there is when you are pregnant, you're not supposed to eat papaya. Apparently it leads to a miscarriage or whatever that's what in India is what it is. I've never researched it, but anyway. So the papaya is a culprit in the show where everyone comes to know that Tanu is pregnant.
Oh wow.
Because I guess, and that's the other thing, very conveniently, when things are not supposed to be there, papaya is the fruit in there. Otherwise, the rest of the time, you don't even see that fruit in the show. Like how the myths come when you're pregnant, the same thing happens with the papaya thing, which I think is really funny. But anyway, so it looks like everyone knows that she's pregnant now. So what is Zoya going to do is probably going to come up. And I'm sure she knows she's just faking it and all that stuff, but then proving it is going to be so hard.
Interesting.
People who are watching Veera and people who know the director of the show, Wasim Sabir, unfortunately he's not with the show anymore. He's an amazing, I'm going to miss him directing that show. And I remember watching one of his shows before, and when he quit, the show went down the drain. And I hope the show does, because it's such a fantastic show. But it still got the same writers, though. So hopefully, it still will not be the same. But I'm hoping it'll be more than decent enough for it to not lose its grip and its pull on the people, because I still like the show a lot. We wish him the very best in his future wherever he wants to go. But he said he's taking a break now because it's Ramadan month, so a well-deserved break. They've been really working hard. They've been really working hard. And Khoobsurat, has ended. It aired its last episode on Friday, so it ended on a happy note. I mean, there's nothing, eventually Aradhya comes to know that her son is actually Dr. Suresh's son, and so I guess they get together and they live happily ever after.
Of course.
Well, the TRPs are low, and no amount of changing or storyline or bringing new people wasn't helping the show at all. So I mean, it's much better to, I honestly think that all this show should just be there for like less than a year.
Yeah.
Or maybe like just, I don't know, 200 episodes and then just end it, or maybe like a year and end it, and then come with fresh ideas.
Yes.
Versus trying to continue for 2-3 years, and then just because to raise the TRPs or the ratings and all that stuff, you either bring in amnesia, you bring in leaps, or
just weird,
generation
crazy
leaps
things.
and things like that. Yeah. It just doesn't make sense. It loses its originality. It's going to lose its originality, and you lose interest also.
Exactly.
It's very rare for some of the shows to hold that grip on the storyline as much. And then of course Punarvivah, I mean the main protagonist, Rubina has quit Punarvivah, so that show has gone down the drain a long time ago. It's actually Punarvivah 2. I mean, when the one was there, I mean, it was a huge success, that show. But then, as it came to a certain point, that kind of lost its originality, or the storyline there was nothing more. They should have ended it in a proper way rather than coming up with something and then trying to extend it and then suddenly end it. They should have just kind of done a really good ending. But that was not season 1. Punarvivah 1 was really good, and 2 really sucks, honestly.
It's over.
I watched like 1 or 2 episodes, and I said, this is just not going to work out. And it's not so much that the actors are bad. It's just that the story doesn't make any sense to me. So if the story is not making sense to me, I'm like, nah. Well, anyways, dosto, when I come back, let's talk about what is your weight worth in gold. I mean, I came across a very interesting article. So stay tuned, people. Rangmunch with Alima will be back.
क्या करूं सजनी आए न बालम क्या करूं सजनी आए न बालम खोज रही है पिया परदेसी अखियां खोज रही है पिया परदेसी अखियां आए न बालम का करूं सजनी आए न बालम जब भी कोई आहट होवे मनवा मोरा भागे देखो कहीं टूटे नहीं प्रेम के ये धागे है मतवारी प्रीत हमारी छुपे ना छुपाए छुपे ना छुपाए सावन हो तुम मैं हूँ तोरी बदरिया आए न बालम का करूं सजनी आए न बालम सांझ ढली रे समय ने ली अंगड़ाई ये जग सारा नींद से हारा मोहे नींद नाई हो मैं घबराऊं डर डर जाऊं आए वो ना आए वो ना आए राधा बुलाए कहाँ खोए हो कन्हैया आए न बालम का करूं सजनी आए न बालम
Rangmunch with Alima is back on Desi 1170, and like promised, what is your weight worth in gold, right? I mean, it's so interesting. I mean, seriously, Dubai is offering people that if they lose weight, they're going to be rewarded with gold.
Wow.
For sharing the number of pounds. I mean, I know these people are rich, but just look at that. So, and in fact, actually, this is an article that my husband sent to me, and it's on NBC News. And so, anyways, so apparently Dubai seems to be like the number 7 country with the obesity rates.
Oh wow!
And 1 out of every 3 children are obese, it seems.
Oh wow!
In Dubai, so in an effort to curb that, what it's doing is it's offering the dieters like a one-time offer. So a gram of gold for every kilogram. 1 kilogram is like 2.2 pounds. Lost. So over a course of 1 month challenge. So in a 1 month, in 1 month you actually have to lose a total of 4.4 pounds to be eligible to get that one gram of gold.
Wow. That's so cool.
I mean, who would even come up with ideas like this?
That's so random.
Really? I mean, and apparently, and it's not the first time that they've come up with things like this. Apparently, long time ago, like in 2011, a couple of years ago, they did like a Yalla Walk or Let's Walk, where they offered cars as prizes.
Oh, wow.
To those who lost weight by walking in the parks in Dubai.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's unbelievable. So people are signing up for it, you know. And then the reason they brought it up is because it's the month of Ramadan where they fast and everything. So typically, a lot of people, that's when they kind of cleanse themselves because they're fasting and then they're breaking the fast and all that stuff. So they figured if they could do it now, I mean, you know, it kind of reminds people of the benefits of trying to be healthy, of losing weight. So since part of doing the fast is one of those things to cleanse yourself. So, but I'm like, wow. I mean, seriously, it's
so
cool. You guys, who wants to go to Dubai? But I'm assuming it must be the citizens or something. It's not like tourists can be part of this challenge or something like that. Then,
or else we'd all be there.
Yeah, exactly. We're all going to be there,
they
right?
Should do that here then.
Yeah. So I thought that was really, really interesting thing. And of course, I mean, every Friday we have new movie releases and everything. And I kind of wanted to share a very nice review done by one of my friends, Desi Zen, on Bagh Milkha Bagh. I mean, he's one of the famous athletes of India, and they did a movie on his history or on his life, basically. And Farhan Akhtar played Milkha Singh. So what caught my attention, I mean, you know, what caught my attention in this review, I mean, it's a fantastic review, actually. He says the beauty is the story, because it's not a fictional story. It is a real story. So that's where the beauty lies in. I mean, in an age of commercial endorsements, Milkha Singh sold the rights to his life story for a rupee.
Oh, wow.
And donated his medals to museums.
Wow.
In an age of greed and corruption, Milkha is a ray of hope for our youth. A single Milkha can bring the nation more glory than a procession of Indian cricket teams. It is a measure of desperation when an army cadet hopes to qualify for the national team just to wear a blazer and earn a ration of milk and eggs. You know, I mean, it's and he ends it saying that, you know, it's high time that Indian government invest resources in supporting the Indian track and field athletics, because for them cricket is like the main thing. Every other sports is like, it's relegated to the background pretty much in India. You know, people live on cricket and breathe on cricket literally. So I mean, it was really nice and it really caught my attention, and I kind of posted it different places because and nice comments where, you know, wasn't sure if I should go watch the movie because it's a lengthy movie, 3 hours and some minutes. So and then the comments were like, well, now after reading the review, I think I definitely want to go watch the movie. So it's kind of, so Desi's, and thanks for that review. It was really, really nice of you to do that review. And incidentally, I mean, it made about 8.5 crores on the opening day, and I believe it was released last week, actually. And it opened on 1,500 screens, so I have yet to watch it. I'm very backlogged and very way late in watching the movies and everything. It takes forever for me to get to, because I don't like to go to theaters all the time. I mean, you know, and usually I rent a DVD when it comes out, and then I end up watching it. So much easier that way, though. And of course, we had Star Parivar Awards, and there are always awards galore everywhere, all throughout the year. So just a quick rundown on who won some of the best. Best child actor was Bhavesh, who happens to be Ranvi of Veera. Favorite mother was Ratan from Veera. Favorite family member was Chaiji. She's a really gem of a person, Chaiji. I totally love her. The favorite beta was, of course, Saraswati Chandra from Saraswati Chandra, and the beti was Kumud. Sometimes it makes me wonder, do they do anything different at all? It's like some of these are like, you pretty much know this is what it's going to be. And of course, Vivian, who plays RK in Madhubala, he got the Best Actor Critics Award for his performance. So that's Star Parivar Awards that have happened, and I'm sure, you know, it's like we have Academy Awards, we have Emmys here, we have the musical awards and stuff, but over there we have Filmfare, which is equal to like the Academy Awards. Then every channel has its own awards. Then then probably another 10-15 like local awards or whatever it is. Then every state has its own languages, so they have their own state awards going on and things like that. So
lots of awards.
Yeah, exactly. Well, those, so we're kind of coming to the tail end of our show, and of course I wanted to make sure I play another last parting dedication to Sri Devi. And I look at the time and I'm sitting there, I hope she made it on time and everyone is having a gala time in Palo Alto tonight. I'm constantly thinking of, you know, I'm like, you know, what are they doing? So as I say Alvida, until next week, I just wanted to wish Akanksha Singh, who plays Megha Bhatnagar in Na Bole Tumne Maine Kuch Kaha, she just recently got engaged last week. Rangmunch with Alima and Tiffany, of course, were running the board for me. We wish her a very, very successful married life. And he's a very cute guy. And coincidentally, her fiance's name is Kunal too. Her actor, the person who plays her screen husband's name is Kunal too, which I think is, you know, which is so funny. And then, of course, I got a little note from my daughter saying that I have to tell on air that they're awesome people. So if so well, they are truly awesome people. And thank you for giving me company tonight, Tiffany. Thank you for running the board with me. Those who have a fantastic Saturday night and a great Sunday. I will see you again next week. Stay safe and good night, folks.
समझे क्या हो नादानो, मुझको खोजे ना जानो, मैं हूँ सांपों की रानी, कांटा मांगे ना पानी, सागर से मोती छीनो, दीपक से ज्योति छीनो, पत्थर से आग लगा लो, सीने से रात चुरा लो, हाँ चुरा लो, चुरा लो, हाँ चुरा लो, जीनो जो तुमने बात छुपाई, ओ जानो जो तुमने बात छुपाई, कहते हैं मुझको हवा हवाई, हवा हवाई, हवा हवाई, हवा हवाई, बिजली गिराने मैं हूँ आई, कहते हैं मुझको हवा हवाई, चिक्की लकी चिक्की चिक्की लकी चू, रप चिक्की लकी चिक्की चिक्की लकी चिक्की चू, भक चिक्की लकी चिक्की चिक्की लकी चू, रप चिक्की लकी चिक्की चिक्की लकी चिक्की चू।
Desi 1170 AM would like to thank our sponsors for their support over the last 4 years. If you have a business and would like to advertise, call us at 408-440-0851 or send an email to contact@klok1170am.com.